All right, so let's get right into it. There's a new law in Washington state that's taking aim at this kind of secretive corner of the real estate market, the secret listings. And honestly, it's about to completely shake up how homes are bought and sold. So we're going to break down what these listings even are, why they're such a big deal, and what this all means for the future of real estate. I mean, have you ever felt this? You're glued to Zillow, you've signed up for every possible email alert, but it still feels like all the best houses just vanish before you even get a chance to see them online? Well, it turns out you're not going crazy, and it's because of something called a private listing network. So what is this thing? A private listing network, or what a lot of people call a pocket listing? It's basically when a real estate agent markets a home to a very small, exclusive group of people instead of putting it out there for everyone. The best analogy? It's like a restaurant's secret menu. Only the insiders know about it, and they get first dibs on everything good. Now, you might be thinking, hey, that sounds great if I'm on the inside track. And yeah, maybe, but for everyone else and for the housing market as a whole, it creates some huge problems when it comes to fairness. This quote from Obi Jacoby, the president of Windermere, just nails it. The whole industry is at a crossroads. Are we going to have an open market where everyone gets a fair shot? Or are we going to let it break up into these little private clubs where only a handful of people benefit? It's a really fundamental question about what real estate should be. So let's talk about the real dangers here. When you keep listings private, you completely kill transparency. It creates this totally uneven playing field, giving some buyers a massive head start. And, it can even bite the sellers themselves by limiting how many people see their home, which could easily mean a lower sales price. But that last point, that's probably the most serious one. And listen to this. That's the president of Washington Realtors, Ryan Beckett, pointing out a massive concern. I mean, we've spent decades making progress to ensure that everyone has equal access to housing no matter who they are. These private networks, they seriously threaten to unwind all of that by creating these secret, exclusive channels to buy and sell homes. So, with all these concerns bubbling up, Washington State decided it was time to step in and do something about it. Let's take a look at the new rule they put in place to really fight for a more transparent market. And the law they came up with, SB 6091, is actually brilliantly simple. It just says that if a real estate broker markets a house to some private exclusive group, they have to market it to the general public too, at the exact same time. No more secret head starts, period. And don't think this is some far-off idea that's years away. This is happening fast. How fast? The law kicks in just 3 months. This is a very, very quick and decisive change. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty here. The law covers both sales and rentals, which is key. It also has a pretty practical exception for situations where the owner's health or safety might be at risk. And this is a really important point. This law is not about forcing people to have an endless stream of strangers tramping through their living room. It's about making sure the marketing for the property is public. It doesn't mean a seller has to let everyone physically inside. Now, while Washington is getting all the attention right now, this is not just a Washington thing. This is actually part of a much bigger nationwide debate that's happening about what fairness and access really mean in real estate today. And right now, we're seeing two very different ways of thinking about this emerge. On one hand, you've got Washington's mandatory approach. It says the open market comes first. But other states are looking at a different model, where sellers can actually choose to opt out of marketing their home publicly. So you see the difference, right? One puts the whole market first, and the other puts individual seller choice first. So who's actually pushing for this kind of transparency? Well, it's a pretty interesting and powerful group. You've got the huge tech companies like Zillow, you've got the industry groups like Washington Realtors, and you've got the big brokerages like Windermere. They're all lining up in favor of these kinds of changes. All right, so Washington has this new law in the books. Other states are debating what to do. Where's all of this headed? What does the future of buying and selling a home actually look like? Here's the big takeaway from all this. Washington's law isn't just some local regulation. It's a really big deal. It's a landmark move that could very well become the blueprint for the rest of the country. It's really planting a flag on the side of an open, transparent, and fair housing market for everybody. And that leaves us with one final and really important question. For so long, people with connections, the insiders, they've had the upper hand. So if this push for an open market really takes hold across the country, will it fundamentally change who wins and who loses in the crazy high-stakes game of real estate? That's something we're all going to be watching.